we've now got a real mental health crisis going on. And one of the things that if you have a mental health issue, then one of the best ways of overcoming it is to go to work, to have social contact, to have routines. And yet successive governments have made it easier and easier for people with mental health issues to stay at home. And it might seem very comforting to stay at home if you have a mental health issue. But I just wonder, having that experience, what can we do to get people back to work?
It is difficult, and funny enough, I've got a portfolio existence. I work from home. Do go to board meetings and everything else. And I have my wife says to me, you're always so much more cheerful when you've been out and about and had meetings, and you go out and see friends and have a sort of social world. And of course, when I was in Parliament, that in a way it was kind of full on the grey area between personal life and political life. Men going out most evenings, and there would be a lot of socialising, and that it did come to a bit of a jolt. I mean, partly it was to coincided with COVID, so it came to a jolt. And I agree. I mean, I think that getting back to work, and particularly for young people in their mid to late teens and those teenage years, plus the early university years that were sort of wiped out essentially during the whole COVID period, must have had a massive impact on a lot of people. And as you say, it doesn't really do them any favours to be in a job where they say, well, you can work from home 3 or 4 days a week. Actually, they need to be in the office. I mean, apart from anything else, you learn more by osmosis about being in the office with others, but also it is a social life, and it's let's have a quick, we'll go grab a sandwich at lunchtime and have a quick drink after work.
To observe how things are done, even if you don't, when you're in an office, you can actually watch people and observe an awful lot, and you do absorb a huge amount.
So it isn't healthy. I'm not sure that it isn't having a major impact on mental health. And I think particularly young people in their 20s, and I can see that, they have to weigh up the costs of 5 days a week going into the office, but the downside is that they're not getting either the experience or the interaction that, as you say, that is an integral part of living, really. You don't live to work, but actually work is an important part of your existence.